This is a session where I'm working on teaching Rocco here to chase the bag. This is from back in early November 2019, and he's not so sure about it. So one of the first things I almost always do is I'll put the bag on the ground and spread some hay pellets on it or whatever treat reinforcers you're using. And if he was really scared of it, I might use something like a t-shirt or an old pillowcase instead of a crinkly bag. But I think I have at this point played with this with him before, which is why I'm starting to slowly move it a little bit. Typically in my first session, I won't move it at all, and I'll actually not even have it attached to anything. I'll just have it on the ground and reward them for touching it or sniffing it or getting near it. And so here I'm rewarding him anytime that he basically acts interested in it. So whether that's pawing or sniffing or standing on it or stepping on it, because the goal eventually is you want them to get the idea, to chase it and kind of stomp on it and catch it, almost like how a cat does when you're playing with a cat toy. So you can see he kind of startled himself there a little bit. And anytime they get startled like that, I almost always mark and reinforce just to let them know like that it's okay and I'm not upset with them for getting nervous, and it's okay to get startled, and just to kind of reward that curiosity there. And sometimes it will also distract them from actually feeling nervous. If you go ahead and mark, then instead of worrying about being nervous or spooking, they're gonna be looking for that food reward. So now I have moved this out into the open. A word of caution: if it is windy, that can take the bag all different kinds of places. It can move it a lot more than your horse might be ready for. It can also blow it towards your feet, which is not a great spot for it to be since we're asking them to stomp on it. So that's just something to be mindful of. But in the beginning, you'll notice I'm just moving it very slow and casually, and he's following it. I'm trying to only reward him when he actually reaches for it with his foot, because eventually I'm going to use this to get a longer, more exaggerated step and bigger reaches and some more effortful movement. But I'm just kind of trying to walk that line of keeping him interested, but also not scaring him. And here he decided to walk off. So I gave him a little break, and then I brought him back again. Some time had elapsed between those two clips, and he was interested again. This is almost a year from the day that I'm doing this voiceover. And if you watch some of my current stuff with him in the bag, it looks night and day different. He kind of seems a little timid. This is honestly how this horse acts scared. He's not really spooky. He just kind of shuts down. So I think he's still just a little wary of the bag. So I'm keeping it pretty light and fun. And as always, he has the opportunity to walk away, which he does here, and he takes full opportunity of this big field that we're in. So I try to catch his interest again, and he just says, no, thank you, and walks away. And so that's fine. So I end the session. And with something like this, where there's a potential for them to get nervous, it is really important to give them a way out and let them say, nope, I'm not ready, and just kind of try again later. With something like this, I often say to leave it alone for a while, do other things to build their confidence, and then come back and try it, and you will be really surprised with the results.